Dear traders, this is Albert with Trading Diary, and I would like to welcome you to another video of my trades of last week, which is the week 30 of 2025. And I haven't published a video in a couple of weeks now, and this is because I was procrastinating. In fact, I got into too many trades, too many open positions, and I was down a lot. I was sitting at minus $5,000 with every trade a $50 of risk. So I was just over trading. I've been over trading, and this seems to me like a massive problem. I was having more losses than winners, and this was ruining my P&L, and I got so depressed. I thought I will never make it. And yeah, was hard, was a rough couple of weeks. And now I'm getting back on tracks. I'm at minus 2,000 now. I have become highly selective. No, not highly selective, but I have become really selective. So I will only take trades, which is one setup, which is the VCP, donc volatility contraction pattern, as of Mark Minervini, and I wanted to go horizontally sideways for a couple of days or weeks and then have a breakout on higher volume. And I also constricted myself to 3 to 4 trades a day, which should be, so if all of those are losers, I would sit at around $200 of losses, which is, I think, okay. I think I will go down to two trades a day. I also integrated the 30-minute time frame, which seems, I really like it, like for consolidations, higher lows and stuff like this. I really like it. And I'm still getting in on the 5-minute or 15 minutes. So it depends on if I'm quick enough, I'll get in on the 5-minute. I've gotten also much more relaxed to be able to get in on the 30 minutes or on the 15 minutes, as I can see higher lows, for example, like an upward trend, and then I get in on a pullback. Anyways, so all these changes, trading journal, which I'm not really consistent yet, but I'm working on it. And I will also get TC2000 so that I will be more efficient with my screening process and my studying process. And market's been rallying for the last couple of weeks, so I was quite confident for the lows. I predicted those really well, and I was feeling them really well. And market has been rallying over the last couple of weeks, making new highs. And I had a couple of nice winners. So right now I'm holding one with about 100% move. And I've got a couple of really nice winners in my portfolio. I also changed that I'm selling into strength. So I will sell about 20%. It depends a bit, but 1/10 or 20% of my position once it's up 4-1, and then another 10th or 20% once it's up 6-1. And then I will manage and see, is the stock going to make lower lows? I will sell most of it, keep a part, and then I'm thinking about adding back based on the 30 minutes. So I'm thinking also about adding back every time it's got a higher low, and then have the stop below the last low. Based on the 30 minutes, I think I will use for. But I haven't done this because I've got enough other things to work on as for my discipline. And the stock selection is crucial. really is crucial. And I've been watching a couple of Maki videos and Mark Minavini videos on YouTube, and I see that stock selection is just so crucial. Anyway, let's get into the subject, and I will show you a couple of my really nice stocks. So as I'm said, I'm still red here, sitting at about minus 2000, but I had a really nice run. So at the moment I've got, look at this, I was up to like 25, 30 tickers in my portfolio, and that was just so overwhelming. So anyways, now I'm holding AMPX, ASTS, COGT, GLXY, LEU, NVTS, OKLL, which is an ETF based on OKLO, OKLO, which is, I think I should research the stocks before I get in. This, I think I didn't do the work correctly. Then RCAT, RCAT, RKLB, SGMT, SMR, and one that changed the name, so the ticker, but I can't sell it anymore anyways. And I've got TSSI, so I learned quite a lot of things. So let's go over the trades that I did on Friday. So DPRO here, which had this really nice push from the lows here, about 260%. Then the 200 EMA is turning around, pointing upwards. 10, 20, and 50 EMA are already pointing upwards, so positive. And then it broke out here. I had no fill on the 5-minute break, and then I bought a bit higher as I saw the strength, and it had this massive push. Here I was at a point I was really up nicely, above $120, I guess. And then it turned around like in two candles, 3 candles, and I got stopped out here at the lows within my risk, which is really, really nice. And it's been selling off, but this is looking really nice here. So I think I will keep this on my watch list and wait for another entry. So it's been pushing up here on massive volume, then selling off a bit and going sideways, so putting in this really nice flag. So I'm expecting a breakout here. So let's see. Another one, NVTS. So I had 4 yesterday, on Friday, for NVTS here. Look at this. I was in NVTS 3 times. Once here, once here. I got stopped out then here on the following day. And now I'm back in here as it made on the 30-minute a new high, and it had a higher low here. So a higher low. So 30 minutes lowest low, then higher low, higher low, higher low. And now forming a double bottom. So let's see what it does here. I'm expecting it to go further up. So this is sitting at 52 weeks highs here. And for me, this is looking really good. And this would now, for me, make a cup and handle here. Having this cup and handle, and now I'm waiting for the breakout. It's also an early stage 2, as the 200 is turning around, becoming positive. Yeah, OKLL, which I didn't do my research on. Pretty stupid. I just saw it as a recent IPO. Then this move, I was wondering if I should get in here. I was wondering if I should get in here. And now I'm getting in here as it is making higher lows, also here. But I will sell it on Monday, I guess, since I'm holding also OKLO. And the last one, TSSI, which I quite like. So this is a stock which has been moving up massively here from the lows, about 300%. And now it's been pulling back really nicely on the 50 EMA. So here would be an early entry here with the stop right below here. Really nice entry here for a 30% gain. But I did not take it because it's not my setup at the moment. So I was waiting for it to build out this kind of cup and handle cheat entry, as Mark Minervini would call it. Here, an early entry here. So this is the cup. The real handle would be up here. And then it would also be kind of a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. But this is the early entry in my opinion. So I was getting in and it had a nice move from here. I got in as it had this on the 15-minute. Hang on, where are we? Okay, here. So open. Then we had this sell-off, gap up sell-off. And then it was going and I bought for the break of the 5 minutes opening range. I could work on my entries and shave a couple of cents off here and getting in much earlier. But let's see. I think this feels like details at the moment. I have to find the strongest stocks at the moment and then I can wonder about my entries, I guess. Or I feel like, at least. So yeah, these are the ones like on Friday. Then I got in a couple of wolf here, which was breaking out, got stopped out. I got in TMC here for the break, got stopped out, which is alright, I guess. I got into VSAT here for the bounce. And then it got stopped out. I think this is okay too. And there has been a warning here on this gap up and sell-off day. And also it's not close to the 52 weeks high. So a new rule of mine is now that it must be within 25%. And this is 60% below its 52 weeks high. So I'm not going to trade this again. I have to cut out my losers as much as possible. So that's about it. Now let's go over a couple of my really nice winners, which is one is AMPX here. It's up about 107% here from my entry. So I bought it, right? So I bought it here. I've got this really nice cup and handle forming here. This really nice move from the lows up here, forming this consolidation, pull back to the 10 EMA, getting tighter and tighter. And then we had the breakout that I bought here. And from there on, it moved up and I took partial profits, as I said, on the way up and as I was feeling. So here you can see my partial profits. I sold a couple of, this was a typo here. I fat fingered 40 shares, although I wanted to sell 20. Then another 20 here. Then it was going sideways and I was too afraid of it dropping down. So I was selling another 20. And then up here, I was selling a bit bigger pieces of it. And which is up here, as I was not greedy, but I was afraid of it pulling back. And now it's putting in this sideways consolidation, riding the 10 EMA. So I think I will try to get back in as I see that this is getting narrower and narrower. And as soon as it's going to break out on massive volume, or here on the 30-minute, look at this. So it's having this one double bottom kind of here, low, higher low here, higher low here, but it's not making a higher high. So it's still consolidating here. So let's see what it does, and I will get in with a stop below the last low and then with the entry here. So I will add to my winners I think I could have done this earlier, but I didn't. I mean, I could have done it here as it broke out of this consolidation, but I didn't have the idea. Anyways, so another one which I quite like, ASTS here, not that much of a winner at the moment, sitting at 22%. It was at about 30%, but you can see, so I bought 20 because I had about $2.5 of risk, and then I sold 1/4 at 41, and it didn't reach 6-1. So I will see what's going to happen here. Since I'm really far away from my entry, I was not going to sell it here, so I will see what's going to happen. It made a lower low here, so it's looking like it is on a downtrend on the 30-minute, but it was lower here, so this is a higher low, considered this low here. So let's see what it does, and then I will sell it if it's going to pull back further. Or I could also add, although it's not that strong, so let's see what it does. GLXY is also a really nice stock that I really liked a lot. So up about 46% here. And as you can see, so I got in a first time here for the break here, but then got stopped out the same day since my stop was so tight. It gapped up here and then it moved and I got stopped out on the same day. So here got in. That's a bad entry in my opinion. I should have got in here with the stop like down here. But anyways, it is what it is. And with the wider stop, I would not have been stopped out. Anyways, so gapped up here, then moved sideways, then had another breakout here that I this time traded correctly here for the 5 minutes opening range break and pull back to the 10 EMA, and then it moved also on higher volume. Here we can see above average volume. Our vol is above greater than 1, and now it's been moving ever since, going higher. I have been taking my partial profits here, as you can see, 10% here, 10% here, 20% here as it broke down. So I was too afraid of this pulling back sharply and I got out. I think in future I might look at this as it's recovering here. I could manage better and get back in here in order to take the larger move. Anyways, it is what it is. There's always room to grow and I'm really happy. Another one, LEU here. So I got in earlier here. As you can see, this was in February, I guess. Yeah, in February here. I got in, got stopped out, then was not ready, had to pull back, and now it is moving. And here we had this gap up that I missed on massive volume, and then really nice move here. And then we had, as I saw it, we had here this really nice short volatility contraction pattern, VCP, so down to the 20 EMA, riding the 20, in between 20 and 10 EMA, going sideways, really narrow day here on little volume here, and then we had the breakout on higher volume. This is when I bought it, and it's been performing really nicely ever since. So here just a little break below the 10 EMA, but I'm very confident, so it's about 36% up from my entry. Really nice. I'm really happy with this one. QBTS, I don't know. I've been getting in, I've been getting out. I don't know what this one is doing. Look at this. I got in here, I got in here, stopped out here on the day. Then it moved up. It had this push from the 50 EMA, another push from the 50 EMA, got in here and just recently got stopped out. I don't know, some of these stocks like a QBTS, I don't know, not getting these. So let's see. QS, another really nice mover here. As I saw it, it just gapped up. It had this episodic pivot here, and then pulling back to the 10 EMA in this flag pattern. I break out here, I got in, and then I was even holding it during the earnings announcement, and it moved about 86%. Yeah, 90% here, still sitting at 54% at the moment. So sold quite a lot here as it is pulling back, but let's see if I get back in. I will certainly get back in if this is consolidating nicely and then forming a new VCP or flag pattern. So RCAT here on this gap up day, got in on the next day, and then we had this really nice 40% move. I took partial profit, and then it pulled back. I had my stop down here, didn't touch my stop, and it's going sideways ever since. So let's see what it does from here. I'm still holding a small position, ready to add as it's going to break out. And perhaps a last one. Yeah, RKLB here had this move up that I missed here down from this really close area where the 10, 20 and 50 EMA were really close. It had this breakout here on larger volume that I missed. I didn't see it. And it had a 95% move from there. But then I saw it up here as it was breaking out. So I had this pullback, small volume day here. And then it had this breakout here. This day I got in. I had my stop down here. It was consolidating for a couple of days. And then it was moving upwards. And now it has been consolidating for a couple of days again. I'm still holding, I took partial profits, and I'm still holding a small position. So dear traders, that's it for now. A lot of information. I've been working on my trading and working every day. So I want to become a better trader. I want to become a profitable trader. And I never thought that it was going to be that hard, in fact. Anyways, grinding along, getting better, and happy about my portfolio, happy about the recent entries, and happy to be sharing these with you. So I wish you all a very successful trading week ahead. I will be running TC2000 and really constricting the amount of stocks that I allow myself to trade. And I think that I have for the last couple of weeks been doing really well, and I hope that at the end of this year, I'm working for it, that at the end of this year I will be profitable. So yeah, I think this should be a nice plan. Anyways, have a great trading week. I wish you all the very best, really nice experiences, steep learning curve, and I'm happy to talk to you soon. Bye.